Hi.
I'm just making sure. There we go. I want to make sure it was on. Keep going. That it was on, not on silence. Start.
Today, my body said no. Today's the. Oh, I need to tell you guys we post this that I wrote this 2 days ago because I'll tell you why. And now today, I'm at emergency care with my amazing friend Barbara Zaki, and now I'm going to read this to you. Today, oh shit. Shit, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay. Okay, maybe I'll edit this part out. Okay, today my body said no. Today is the first day of the rest of my life. Today is the day my body said no. My body has said no before to toxic relationships, abuse, and overwork. I didn't always listen. Today I did. And that's what makes today special and devastating, but also special because I am cementing in this relationship with my inner guidance who desperately wants me to heal. Today I listened. It was slightly awkward, but not at all dramatic. It was simple, really. In the shortest summary possible, I struggle with chronic invisible illness, debilitating migraine, Hashimoto's, and hypothyroidism that I'm just barely getting started on treating, and I'm only just beginning to test for additional stuff that's going down. I know that these are just words for groups of symptoms, and one day I will break down what the experience is like and how it varies. But today I want to focus on something different. I want to focus on the precise way that my body said no today, what that meant to me, and what that might mean to all of you. My brain has been excited to go to Chicago because my film is screening there, and it seemed like a good idea to go, to see a new city, to be in a fresh environment, to escape from chronicity, to be on a podcast, to, develop my career. But the body and spirit don't care about my ideas, and they don't care so much about our earthly notions of my career. They work in their rhythm and time. The fact is, in the past few days, my body has been screaming. The persistent nausea has felt like there are worms crawling between my muscles. Constant movement in my body, never peace. My stomach churns like I'm on the Gravitron ride at Rye Playland. When you're on the Gravitron ride, you are literally strapped down inside a spinning machine that's designed so you will scream, get dizzy, and feel thrills. This is not an ideal feeling state for ordinary daily existence, for things like brushing your own hair, making your meals, and showing up to your appointments on time, let alone pursuing your career, flying to Chicago, hosting family meals, dancing in public, all things I attempt to do anyway. We truck on. So today in the lift on the way to the airport to go to Chicago, my insides are screaming. I am sure there's pain besides the nausea, also in my jaw, shoulder, and neck, but it's hard to notice beneath the loudness of the full body churning. My hands feel broken, not in the bones. I'm trying to explain what this means. That's what patients do. We have to articulate these ephemeral symptoms so a doctor can somehow transpose this into diagnosis and treatment, and all things I'm clawing at on a daily basis to very little avail. So my hands. Below my right thumb, the squishy joint there feels like overbaked bread. When I push down, a defiant burn sings at me, and I remember that I need to book an appointment with the rheumatologist and the GI. And then I remember that in order to do that, I have to feel at least well enough to go, which is infrequent. Ooh, I just felt pain in my wrist again. So why am I going to Chicago when I'm not even well enough to go to all of my doctors? Because I wanted to feel normal, and I wanted to be healed by new sights, and I wanted to make new friends in a house of female filmmakers. I remember how I have so little resilience that I can't restore the way other people can. I also remember to breathe, which seems like a good idea because I need oxygen, but each breath increases the worms and the spinning and the inner grind. I wonder when I will feel at home on this planet again, if ever. The swollen lump in my neck hovers as a tender reminder that all is not well, that I am broken, and it is my job and no one else's to fix it. So today, on a car ride to LAX with a flight to Chicago, I gave up, or surrendered, if we want to sound super noble in a spiritual way. Holding back the urge to vomit, I ask the driver to pull over, and he does so in the bright afternoon LA sun. I know I need the shade, but I'm too weak to make demands, and I feel bad for this guy who I've rerouted. So I politely get out of the car, holding my hand on it to steady myself. I breathe in the beating sun, the airport fumes, and I hold my other hand gently on my forehead, pressing and praying and asking what the fuck to do. I don't know what it's like anymore to be a normal person with normal systems, with normal symptoms, with actual reasons for them that eventually go away. I don't know what to do, but I follow my body and get back in the front seat with the air conditioning. I turn to sweet Rodolfo, my new guy, and I hear myself say out loud, "Can you please take me home?" Along the way, I call Spirit Airlines, who were shitty, but I was shittier, so I mostly got my way. One day I will do a blog post about being unrelenting with customer service reps, a trait that I learned from my mother. Once Rodolfo makes a right turn onto Sepulveda and starts taking me home, my body says thank you. It starts to relax. My body knows that a flight feeling this bad means a weekend feeling even worse. Then a month of the same, or longer. This has been going on for a couple of years. My body knows something, and I am working so hard to understand and collaborate with her to give her what she needs. There have been many times that I pushed past my body's needs due to my commitments to my career and to other people, and maybe even out of pride. But yesterday was a shit day. So was the day before. And I am starting to like myself too much to keep pushing myself on the Gravitron ride. Yet sometimes I like myself too much to let myself stand so still, and so I push myself forward again. Like to Chicago. I thought I could push to Chicago, but I was wrong. My body said no to Chicago, and I said yes to my body. I cried a bit to bemoan this reality. My body has limitations. For a few more moments, I blamed myself. I should have planned better. I should have packed a few days in advance. I should have rested leading up to it. I should be a better sick person. I should be the superhero sick person who does it all, manages her pain perfectly, and makes everybody feel warm and fuzzy all the while. But I'm shattered. And I'm trying to do the spiritual work of respecting that shattering, of not covering it up. It takes courage to listen to that instinct. It takes self-forgiveness to disappoint myself and others. Arriving home is not dramatic. I threw down my bag, chopped up some ginger, threw it in a pot with hot water, and said out loud, "Thank Goddess." I curled up on the couch with my laptop and I started writing this all down, along with this commitment. I will not be alone in my pain anymore. I will not exploit my body for any reason. I will not punish myself for not being well. I will not push my body beyond what she can do. When my body is crying, I will listen. When I am crying, I will give myself compassion. If there are many bad days in a row, I will stop, drop, and roll. That's why I'm in emergency care right now. When there are good days, I will remember to save some juice for the bad days. I honor and respect my devastation and my strength. I thank my friends who are there, and I forgive them when they are not. And every day I try again. There's one more thing worth mentioning. In the past weeks, I've had a line in my head from a musical called A New Brain. The line is, "Something is wrong." I've been hearing that eerie line on repeat, "Something is wrong," over and over and over and over. Sometimes there's been a refrain in my head that's convinced I'm dying. I call that inner voice Doomsday Dolly. Doomsday Dolly has started writing a will for me, just in case. But today the voices were different. Today, when I asked the driver to turn around, the inner voice did not say, "Something is wrong." The inner voice did not say, "I am dying." Instead, the voice said, "Thank you. I am healing." And now that I'm on my couch writing this down, I know more than ever that I am saying yes to a new chapter of my life in which instinct is my queen and will not be ignored. Maybe it was overly ambitious to go to Chicago with a low white blood cell count, with a not totally treated autoimmune disease, with days of sickness leading up to the trip. Maybe it was overly optimistic, which is basically my thing and a wonderful trait except for when it compromises my health, which it has been for years. I have to remind myself over and over that my number one ambition is to heal, and as painful as it is to miss out, my choices today are successful. Thank you, body. Thank you, listener. Exercising self-care boundaries makes you strong, not weak. Today, my body said no, and so per my own advice, I'm choosing for this to be a celebration of yes to my healing and to my power as my own healer. So why am I still crying? Because I'm sad and scared too. And that's okay. May our shatteredness call in the most incandescent and illuminating